Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back to QuestJunkiesUK. Welcome back to the Underdark, and welcome back to this campaign of ours, Out of the Abyss. An absolute pleasure to have you all here. Thank you to everyone in chat. Thank you for those gifted subs and bits and everything coming through already, McClever. You're an absolute legend. Thank you. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Who would you like to spin the wheel to go to, McClever? Unfortunately, we are without Le Burns, but we have the others, so let us les others, I guess. So let's jump into things here. Thank you, wonderful players, for joining us as always, and a big shout out to all those lovely folks that support the stream. You can see them cycling by up in the corner there next to other stores. They do check out their links when they come by in chat, because there's lots of cool stuff. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Nice to see everyone jumping in chat there. How you doing? Did we get a call out for this wheel spin yet? No. Thanks, Brungal. Have yourself a good evening or day, whichever end of things you are. And let us have a look here. I'm on the verge of rolling a d4. McClever!
You can do it, McClever. I believe in you. Not again.
Okay,
oh, God.
I need two names. Small crew tonight. Yeah, we're just missing one. We only roll with 4 players usually. Not like that Yorkshire madman over on QuestJunkiesUK.
Oh, no. God, no. 6 players? No.
Altogether too many players.
You've done that too many times. You've done it enough.
Yeah. I've done more than, have I done more than 6?
I think you have.
Yeah. Okay, that's 3. I'm gonna start rolling for you players. That's 3. Thank you, McClever. Thank you so much for all those gifted subs. So generous. And thank you for the support. All goes right back into the channel. That is 3 spins. Okay, and I see three bold adventurers ponderously stumbling around the library of the stone giants as the music swells. The true epicness of the 3-decimal system. Da, da, da. Okay. Clockwise.
Decimal system.
Clockwise from myself. You gotta spin. Indeed. Okay, Anastasia, you're up first. Ladies first. Spin. What's it gonna be? Oops, all charisma. Art imitates life.
Ooh.
There we go.
Hey.
Okay.
No complaints
and
here.
Clockwise around we go. Hello.
Oh, God.
Here it comes. Spin.
Here we go again.
What's it gonna be? Whoops, all charisma.
Great.
Charismatic party.
Come on, can we get a full set?
Come on.
Charismatic bunch
Triple
of bastards.
charisma. Come on.
I should have something to do with my natural charisma, unfortunately. Oh, no, an advantage crystal. Not bad at all, though.
I'll take it.
Close to perfection.
Hang on. I have a new system here with crystals. How do I need to do this? How do I want to do this?
Ooh,
Suggestion for a spin
how-
command. Phantom, are you suggesting I put the ability to spin the wheel in the hands of the chat? I don't think that's a very good idea at all.
Let chaos reign.
Yes.
Okay.
As someone with an 8 charisma normally, this is great.
Nice. Anyone gets Disney Princess has to sing.
I'll do it. I'll fuck
I've been waiting.
As a threat.
It is a threat.
Let's put this down here. Okay. I just no. No. Okay, let us double up on our SMR friends Crystal here. Oh,
Thank you.
By the way, everyone, I know you've got lots of you, because you're lovely people and come and join us on the channel on the regular, have lots and lots of those dream pies stocked up, but this is the only way to get multiple crystals. And everyone has crystals at the moment. Chat types spin and the wheel of shenanigans and spin. I see. Okay.
We could have different options for that. That'll be cool. Instead of like the ones that are in
Like a
the
mild
wheel.
version.
Yeah, like one where it's just like, oh, for the next 30 seconds you have to do a dance, a little jig.
The jig.
I I know I know for a fact there are parties that would work very well with, and parties that would not go down very well with it. Okay.
Oh no.
Blessed as we are with a myriad of players here on Phoenix UK. All right.
Valid.
Thank you. I'm just going to spam the command until I make one. I need to make an emote. Actually, we've been talking about, we have 5 emote slots wide open there, so we need to figure out some new emotes to play with.
I do emotes.
Australia plays. Hello.
Oh.
I'll send you my portfolio.
Multi-talented player.
I try.
Thank goodness you're here, Lexi.
I've played Edge of the Empire offline, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, I love Edge of the Empire.
Yeah, the dice are amazing.
Yeah.
I think, and you can get them in Roll20 as well. I think they have them as like an option.
Yeah, it's a cool, different mechanic. Like
Right. The story that comes out of like succeeding with a what's it called, a critical fail or whatever it's called. I forget the name of it.
Yeah. It's a level of success.
Or it's like failing
poorly, or you
but,
can succeed.
failing, but with like the epic level thing as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
What the hell
So you
does
like
that
succeed
mean?
at things, but things get like worse story-wise,
right.
and yeah, it's a lot of like fun shades of grey.
Right.
Failing upwards.
And, failing forwards is, I think, is the term in D&D, isn't it? It's like
That's
TPK, but with a silver lining. Okay, right. My friends, let us get rolling here. Big shout outs to the fabulous artist Ryutoshi, who did the Out of the Abyss art for us. This lovely art you see the tokens and scrolling eye over there next to Kalo. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And, of course, a special shout out to the fabulous CZRPG. We are doing a special giveaway at the moment. They are going to be giving away a physical book. Over 300 pages of awesome encounter design that you can tie together into a mini campaign or use to drop into other campaigns. Beautiful maps with lots of different versions, interesting creatures and magical items, all the amazing stuff that you just know is coming from CZRPG whenever they publish something. And thank you, StreamLabs, for the chance to win a physical signed copy of CZRPG's amazing encounters and places. Follow the channel, subscribe to the CZRPG mailing list, link there. They do not spam you, do not worry. And follow their latest Kickstarter, which is not the same as pledging. There's no money involved. Just follow it, and it will let you know when it goes live. And you will have the chance to win this fabulous, fabulous book. It is beautiful. I have seen it through the camera. I do not have one myself. Let's get them over here to. Does Anastasia have her art yet? Not yet, I'm afraid. And we were just talking about that before we went live. I need to sort the Spelljammer art for next week. Everyone, next week, Saturday the 22nd, we are starting our new Spelljammer campaign. Cannot wait to jump into that. Okay, now, all of those thank yous and things aside, let us get into this story of ours. These bold adventurers are working their darndest to thwart the abyssal incursion that has risen from the depths into the bowels of Faerun, into the caverns and tunnels of the Underdark. Just how did this planar incursion occur, you might ask? Well, they have found out, because they are in the Stone Giant Library of Graven Hollow, and using its facilities are able to gain visions of things that have happened in the past, present, and future. And they, inquiring as to how all of this had started, saw a vision of the oldest son of that auspicious House Baenre in Menzoberranzan, and they were able to see that the oldest son, the head mage, the archmage of Menzoberranzan, done fucked up. As he tried to cast a spell that was too strong, and as he lost control of it, it tore holes in the very fabric of reality, and the demons came growling and howling and chittering through, clawing their way into the material plane at the chance to cause some chaos. And they didn't stop there. They actually pulled the demon lords themselves into the material plane, and the Demogorgon, Zugtamoy, Drublex, and Have we met any others? Any big boys yet? I think Demogorgon. Right, I think that's all the ones you've met so
There
far.
was like a whole list of them in one of the.
You've met Roly Poly Man, but not the Thundershot's signature attack.
Fraza Blue, of course.
Fraza Blue, yes,
Oh,
of course. Thank
Gesundheit.
you. Yes. The Demon Lord of Lies and Deceit.
And we've not met Yonogu, but we saw him in a vision.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All sorts. Sound is wonky, loud music, low DM.
It's fine.
Thank you, Barry.
Thanks, Barry.
There we go.
Keeping us honest.
Okay, how's that? Is that better? Please do, yeah, give us a shout. Trying to keep track of everything, but can lose track sometimes. Yeah, always give us a shout in chat if that's ever the case. Thank you, Barry. Right, okay, so here they are looking for answers, and they discovered just one of the plans here, as they saw that Zugtamoy, the demon queen of fungi, was preparing for a marriage with Zakan, having seen some of those preparations underway and almost losing their mind in the process, but managed to hold on there. And this proposed joining of lovers was between Zugtamoy and a vast fungal entity that spreads through the entire Underdark. A single entity, a single organic being that, if joined with Zugtamoy, she would subjugate. Spoilers, it's not true love. She would subjugate and use to create the entire Underdark as her new abyssal realm. Which is why a large section of the surface in the doomed Forgotten Realms, the alternate post-apocalyptic timeline, is turned over to fungi and mushrooms and all of that stuff. She has risen from beneath. So, they discovered a way to sort this, a way to potentially thwart these evil plans, which involved using their druid. This news was clearly too much for the druid Corbin, and they have gone into a catatonic state. And they're just like, Or they're now communing with their new celestial powers as Spore Jesus. And indeed, gather children. Allow me to communicate via our rapport spores.
I feel like there's this Byzantine
Yes, Australia.
thing of the bottom of the mushroom, and it's just Corbin just in like a sort of stoic look.
Beautiful, beautiful. There she is, next to you right there. There you are, sorry. Okay, so that is where we left things last time, and we return to the library to see if there's any more information that these adventurers would like to glean before meeting up once again with this mysterious drow mage who's been driven out of Mensa Baranzan, and their death-slurred buddy, or bodyguard, but seems to be Anastasia's buddy, for some reason. So,
No idea.
what is going on there? Let's just jump back into Out of the Abyss. Roll credits that we don't have. Okay. So,
Pay no attention to the wizard behind the curtain.
you forgot to draw the curtain.
Shit.
Damn it! Okay, so Corbin stumbles, disbelieving, looking down at their fingertips as a slight glow plays across them and little spores drift off their druidic form. Well, fuck. The three of you come out of the vision as well.
Huh. That's that was nothing like I expected. The future's awful. If this is how it's going to be the entire time, I don't want to think about it.
Imagine
That's
seeing
not-
these sorts of visions for 100 years.
This where you've been to when you disappear?
Not exactly. And as I said, things are constantly shifting, but this sort of disaster is exactly what happens if the Underdark goes out of balance with the surface.
Well, seems we have one key to finding the balance, but I think we're going to need to reshift our priorities. How good are you both at wedding crashing?
I've done it twice, but this is when I still lived on the farm and I had 20 pigs to assist me.
If I had a silver for every time I heard someone mention that they had wedding crash before, I would have two silvers,
and that's strange.
which is
that it's two,
unusual.
but-
It's doing it 7 twice.
Sorry, me too.
You ride in when they're all squealing and just say, "We ride at dawn," you know. You just...
That would be an epic sight. I've heard he likes D&D. We need Vince Vaughn in here.
Oh yeah, Vince Vaughn's part of Joe Manganiello's group. Yeah, we should definitely
Indeed.
get.
Pop quiz. And apologies if we've already talked about this. Brownie points, bonus points, infinite respect, and slight surprise and disbelief if you were able to tell which cameo in the D&D movie was another member of that group on occasion. One Mr. Morello, the guitarist from Rage Against the Machine, was in the D&D movie. And I only knew because I saw his name in the credits. Yeah, Tom. Yeah. If you could,
That's so
Great.
cool.
And wonderful.
If you noticed, amazing, because he was under a lot of makeup and probably prosthetics as well.
I was so happy with how much of that was practical. Like, my little
Yeah,
heart
right.
was so happy.
I didn't like the tabaxi, but the others are all cool.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
It wasn't as good as the other ones, especially with how much they put to the freaking Dragonborn. Oh my god. This is the field I want to go to, by the way, like, you know, making prosthetics and doing all that shit.
Oh,
so
cool.
makes my little heart happy.
It was
Anyways.
good. Yeah, it's good. There is definitely an embracing of physical stuff these days, isn't there? Practical stuff, which is great stuff. Yeah, exactly. Phantom Third. Yeah, the dwarf in the maze that was in the trailers as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
That was fighting the Splacer beasts. It's
They
Tom
were
Morello.
terrifying.
Which is and that's his character that he plays in Manganiello's game.
That's so
That's very cool. So you got to play as
Yeah.
his OC.
Yeah,
Yo.
isn't that amazing?
Imagine
Everyone's dream.
the goal.
I couldn't believe it. I had to look it up online because I was like, I just saw his name in the credits because I thought one of the skeletons that they interviewed, you know, with the Speak with Dead, sounded like Mercer. So I looked at the credits to see if he was in the credits, but then I saw Tom Morello was there. Yeah, I was just like, what? It was nuts. Okay,
If
sorry,
you could have
we
one of your
digress.
characters be in the D&D movie, which one would you pick?
Ghost of Arafoltan, I guess.
You got to push your own OCs.
All right. But we digress.
We do regularly.
Yes,
Most
Which is all
absolutely.
good. It's all good.
Constantly.
We're here to enjoy,
Part of D&D.
and we have a sympathetic, indulgent chat over there. Thank you.
How
Thank
dare
you,
we have a
chat.
good time in
Someone-
between roleplay?
Someone just stops typing. Get on with it.
Son of a. Tom Morello.
Be
Oh,
patient,
really?
Tom,
IP
jeez.
address 7432.
Son of a.
Camera frozen.
No.
Oh, you want to see get cut out? That would be fun.
Oh.
If you think it's Mike and Australia plays, don't worry. He often freezes to try and trick us lull us into a false sense of security, and then he pounces.
I'd probably pick Miriam just because she's super fun to play. As a level 20, you can get away with a lot of shit. Like, again, she's grappled a dragon. Like,
Nice.
she's got a plus 21 strength. Like, just
That's
that's it.
too much. That's too many.
She's got a belt of giant strength.
Nice.
So it's just
Ooh.
Strong.
she's a beefcake.
Strong.
Like the She-Hulk.
Yeah, sorry,
Little bit.
Australia Place. Australis Place. Sorry, I've been misreading your name now. I was just fiddling with the overlay, so I think I might have slowed OBS for a second.
We digress so much. OBS decided, well, if you're not going to stream, I'm not going to have you streaming.
Let's skip until you get back to the point.
You guys are just talking to yourselves anyway.
Good. We could take a 5-minute break. It's good.
Mr. Offbeat Outlaw.
I mean-
you could have one character in the D&D movie.
In the D&D movie, like one of my own characters?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd have Ziller.
Oh god.
Is this live?
This is live,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so
Spoilers.
basically, imagine this.
Make this short.
You can do 352 damage by yourself, and if you have 2 single actions, you can do 752 damage down anything you want. You can make an army as long as you wish.
Succinct. And terrifying.
So yeah, fuck Ziller.
Wow.
He's
Force of nature.
terrifying.
Oh my god.
Does your DM get bored of having to use Tarrasques all the time?
We haven't fought a single Tarrasque, that's the funny thing. I think he's kind of made his own. Like, one of them was, like, originally, like, a spider god that had, like, 400, like, health or something. I killed her in one move. It was like,
Damn. Damn.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
like,
Stratus Plays saying that OBS seems to be causing a lot of drama for streamers this week. Yeah, we had a stream crash last week.
oh,
Everything just shut down, and Rakam, GM Workshop had it yesterday. Their Dragonlance game with Robert Hartley and everyone just said nope, bye.
Damn,
Okay,
alright, bye. Alright,
Yeah.
sorry.
so you discover one thing that you could focus on that needs to be sorted as part of this anti-abyssal campaign of yours. Oh, creep as well. Hush.
Hey, is nobody worried about our Latter-day Saints just kind of existing? Kind of points to Corbin meditating. Is no one concerned about this revelation? For them, at least?
They just say out the corner of their mouth, "You're just jealous."
Yes, I am.
I
God,
mean,
it
if
comes to
Mom's
rub it in
seen
my
this
face.
vision 100,000 times, I'm sure they don't care. And I've seen weirder.
If anything, knowing that there is a place that we can interrupt this, it's a bit of hope. A very, very slim chance in which we're very likely to die, but it's a chance.
Chance to take, as you say that, Zakan, a kind of languid voice kind of speaks to you from the archway back out to the main stairwell and thoroughfare outside, and just, you're kind of dripping with honey, just says, "Oh, dear, if you were going to shuffle off this mortal coil, at least you've had a decent run of it. The rest of you would be such a waste. Too soon. Too soon." And you turn, and there's a figure there with ashen, kind of charcoal, dark skin, and eyes just gleaming, all the brighter for the contrast against the skin, and just a shine of white teeth as they crack a smile and run their tongue across their upper teeth. Oh, I wish you were now. But alas, we are mere echoes passing in these hallowed halls.
Halo, don't ask.
He's trying so hard. It's just like,
just imagine like Zakan just puts over Kayla's mouth before Kayla can say anything.
My mum.
Does Zakan recognize this person, since they seem to recognize Zakan?
You tell me. Have you, in the past, during your comings and goings around the Underdark and dealings with the various things going on here, have you had any dealings with Gratzt?
Gratzt.
The demon lord.
Indeed. I feel like they must have a basic knowledge of all of them. I mean, like, considering this is their, like, holy purpose, divine mission that's been drilled into them, like, I think that instead of learning how to read, what they learned was, you know, the domains and as much information as they could about all these different demon lords. So I think this is probably the first time they've seen them directly, but maybe something would stir within them.
There's an awesome... Hey, Wario. Cheers, mate. Hope your session's going well. There's an amazing picture in Tasha's Cauldron, which I'm just finding for you. Because Tasha, Igwulf and Gratz had a fling for a while. Where is she? Yes. He's just kind of just leaning against the archway, just one foot up on the stonework. Might I be so bold as to ask where in the Underdark you hail from?
I think, like, that golden flame is, like, starting to just accrue behind the mask and up the arms and all that kind of thing, and, like, they're just physically shaking a little bit. And they take a deep breath and they say, I am from no one place. I am the steward of everywhere in the Underdark, keeping its balance from the likes of those who would invade.
Oh, such a dramatic term. I'm not invading. I'm really here on a fact-finding mission.
What facts are you seeking?
Oh, anything and everything about these hallowed halls and caverns of the Underdark. Again, where do you hail from?
I am originally from the surface, small village of no importance.
The surface? Delicious. Such a hot split of passions and troubles. And he kicks off the wall and kind of slowly moves towards you. They have like a sarong kind of thing on around their waist, but from the waist up they're just naked. I found the picture. Hang on, let me show you.
It's out for JoJo.
Switching over. There he is. If you want to look at stream. Zoom in for folks. It's a bit... Sorry, character art. It's hiding.
Oh.
Hey yo.
Mm.
Tits out for
Tweet
JoJo.
on that.
No, it's fine. And he
Terrifying.
just kind of like has his arms behind his back and just strolling over. And you? Uda Thrall? Do you hail from that fine spider-infested den?
Mike knows that Gratz is pretty tall, so I think Kayla's looking up at him. I'm from the surface as well. Can't tell my accent.
Liar. Don't be ashamed. The matron mothers know how to have a good time.
They sure do. If you ask where I'm from, who I was that was born here is dead. The persona you see now was reborn somewhere else. I can't say where. But this name does not belong to the Underdark, and thus this persona that stands before you is no more a stranger to these halls than you are.
Tragic tale. You poor, sweet thing. And you? You have a...
Zakan is watching this with interest.
Like a notebook that comes out.
Staring.
You have a certain fragrance about you, wizard. I shall step carefully. I've had mixed experiences with wizards.
Yeah.
Like, Igwilf smokes to herself in the picture.
The book is just rattling.
You know, I almost got my revenge. She hid herself away in a little corner of the Feywilds. And I was this close. This close to being reunited. Until some pesky folk like you saved her.
Maybe you shouldn't have given her a reason to be saved.
Oh, I didn't, dear. It was a coven of hags. All boil and bubble and trouble and all sorts of nasty things. You have to be careful with the company you keep. And then he turns to Kalo and Zakan and says again, you have to be careful. Eyes flick to Anastasia. With the company you keep.
Better to keep them in front of you than behind you.
Oh, I'm partial to both myself.
Just right over Zakan's head.
Hey, yo.
They don't get it.
We'll tell you when you're older.
Just how old does she have to be?
There's 1 foot in the grave already.
Oh my, indeed. So I do recommend any DM that has the chance do step into Gratz's shoes for a short while every now and then.
So you, demon lords, are always looking for ways to battle for power amongst yourselves, aren't you? It'd be a shame if one of you was to surge ahead, step out of their domain and claim all the power for themselves.
Well, you see, that's the joy of it, isn't it? There's so much power to be had. Why do you think I switched sides?
Well, now I'm very tempted to ask when you're from, but we'll leave that.
Hold on. They get to say that, but I don't. Looking over at Anastasia.
Anyway, Demon Lords seizing power and rising up above each other. That sounds like a you and your time kind of problem. I'm just here planning a trip.
Do you know anything about wedding crashing?
Oh, I've made a guest appearance or two. They were the best parties.
What happened to be from any of your cohorts down in the several layers of the abyss, would it? You wouldn't have any expertise in dealing with Demon Lord wedding crashing, especially?
Demon Lords? I can't say that I see any of my fellow abyssal entities as marrying material. Who wants to be tied down?
Any gift that you'd recommend for
No,
the
serious
Lady
question.
of Decay?
Who would like to be tied down? Anyone? Anyone? No?
Anastasia's fingers just turn into flames.
Do you have any candle wax to go with that?
She's just immediately gonna put it out, just like, no, can't burn the books. Can't burn the books.
When I,
Burn the books.
when I
I'm
first,
looking around like there's lots of candles here. What would they need candle wax for?
when I first arrived in
Shove a candle
Japan,
up his ass.
when I first arrived in Japan, there was this amazing guy, very good-looking fella, he was featured in a very specific Japanese magazine with a candle
Sure.
melted upon his head and not much else.
Oh, my.
Oh!
Hey yo!
Yeah.
Incredible.
I assume his other employers did not find out.
It'd take a
Or
while
if
guess.
they were subscribed to that magazine, they kept their mouths shut.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Off-contract work is only allowed if it's sexy. There's a weird
There we go.
loophole in the contract.
Makes sense.
Put in the moon and moonlighting. Okay.
Hey-o.
Do not engage with sassy NPCs. Well, thank you, Oji. It's nice to be called sassy. I hope I'm doing it justice. Okay.
You are. It's hilarious.
But, sorry for the skewed picture. It's because normally it's focused on the Roll20 window. So for Roll20, it works fine. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Beautiful.
Images skewed. Okay. So you you bore Gratz now, and he's just like, well, if you're all too busy thinking about being born again, saving everyone, I suppose I should carry on my inquiries elsewhere. Do enjoy whenever you are.
Lady of Decay, any weak points, any way that we can disrupt her? One less rival, one less person to jostle for power against.
It's just adorable that you think I consider them rivals. And sachets out through the archway.
I hate the Abyss.
Yeah, me too.
Seriously, why did he get to ask whenever and wherever? Why can't I be the one to ask? Hold on, we've been through this whole fucking library, and he's the
Sweetheart,
one who gets to do it
darling.
because he's a demon lord?
To be fair, he didn't ask when you were from.
Sakan
That's
did.
true.
I only alluded to it.
It's all in the phrasing.
Phrasing.
Phrasing. That'd be a good emote too. Just an angry phoenix. Phrasing.
Just spammed in this stream. It's just phrasing all the way down.
It's like, it just keeps
all
going.
phrasing.
And going and going and going. Phrasing.
Ah, damn, it makes me sad we haven't been raided by Dread for ages. I think he hasn't streamed very much. I think he's actually starting back today. He's doing a Call of Cthulhu, like Murder on the Midnight Expresso, or what is Expresso? I forget. But yes, starting a Call of Cthulhu campaign.
Nice.
Yeah. Haven't you seen him over on GM Workshop recently? Fabulous human being that he is. Okay. So, is there anything that you would like to find out?
We have a good lead with this wedding with Zugamoy, but part of me thinks that we still, the way we're encapsulated here, we've got some time. That's one lead, and we don't know when and where, well, when we're going to get to this wedding. If something's closer, we should address it sooner rather than later.
Yes, and I think Corbin is probably all tapped out for today, but that doesn't stop us from referencing any of the books that are collected here.
The future is bright, after all. Or bright because of the lights. Anastasia, was there anything in particular you wanted to look at in the future section? I'll likely be helping Zakan with our current predicament.
Be a possible outcome. Something a little more personal. But that could wait. Focus on the important things.
There's no time like the future, is there? You might as well while you have the resources.
It will need to be something that the stone giants have knowledge of.
That's the problem. I'm not sure they will have the knowledge of it. It's more of a question of a result versus whether or not it will be done. A little cryptic.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, you're good.
A little cryptic, but nothing against you guys if that makes you feel better.
By the way, I should say thank you to McClover for the visit from Gradst there, because of all the random like echoes that you can have appear through the library, he is in there. He's one of the options, and I had him drawn to your Upsal charisma.
No, thank you, McClever. I will get you a discount off of Subfay immediately.
Oh, it's been for me. Thank you.
Oh.
That's only fair. Everyone got one.
Spinny, spinny, spinny.
Everyone saw the new rules. A long rest. Don't mind if I do.
No.
Good night.
Good night.
Sleepy.
We just love to click a button and get 8 hours of uninterrupted rest.
Right?
Imagine. And then you're better after. That's the thing. I can sleep for 8 hours and still feel like crap. I want to feel better after.
It's the worst long rest I ever had. God,
Exactly.
I hate this game.
Fix all my broken
So-
bones and fix my back issues.
I was trying to think how this works. So this means the next monster that comes up again basically has double hit points.
I will bring Miriam
they're
here
just
right
very well
now.
rested.
Yeah, there you go. Or Grotz just got so bored of us, he took a long rest afterwards.
Yeah.
Is this the like you can do a long rest like in mid combat one?
Yep.
Ooh,
That's
Oh,
so
God.
it's second health bar is what it is.
Mhm. It's like
hate that.
I should grab the I should grab one of the Mythic Odysseys of Theros, things with their ultimate form. They get that extra. When you drop them to
Yeah,
zero, they
well,
come back as a
yeah.
stronger one.
Hell yeah. Love another health bar.
Guys, it was so fun streaming with you guys. I gotta go.
I'm peasing out.
Anastasia, there's only one way to go after you've grappled the dragon.
Die.
No, the
Bullshit,
dragon
yes, but-
grapples you.
But we're here to
Oh,
provide.
no.
We're here to provide. In Theos,
Um,
dragon grapples you. Yes.
Shall we look for some future books? Trying to think what would be helpful for us.
Let's try to say that. Now you saw
Problem is,
how Zugtamoy arrived, so you could see, there was the potential to see how the other demon lords arrived.
Yeah,
Question-
like
the
particular
the
how
question is how long
Dewey
do you
gets
wanna-
there.
The question is how long do you want to be here? Because you just reminded me of what you were saying about Drublex there. In the Spelljammer campaign starting next week, the boats that they are on, Kalo as well, will be over there. The boat that you are on, one of the crew members is Glabagul.
Hey.
we fall for that. It's part of the contract.
Plasmoid. Secret Plasmoid is secret. Not anymore. But I'm done isekaiing Kalo, I'll say.
So I think
The other
There's, like, two
I'm gonna
things.
nix the other idea. Sorry, Zakan.
no, I love you, Sekai talk. Wait, what are we doing?
Where are we going?
The offline Eberron game with Marin and everyone is that we just have these huge lore dives because we're just hanging out. So much good stuff and all the
D&D
tasty-
therapy.
all the tasty Eberron stuff. That's why I have this book right beside me.
Nice.
Eberron Explored. Or is it Exploring Eberron? Right.
Exploring everyone. Yep.
And the second, I haven't got the second one. They released another one, didn't they?
Encountering Eberron.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know, I was just guessing.
Just a guess. Solid guess.
But yeah, so I think mechanically the two things that I'm interested in finding out. Oh, Battle Tiger is very cool.
Oh, look at
I want
that.
a tiger.
It's like Battle Cat. There's a Thundercats fan.
Oh yeah,
That's a
yeah.
Thundercat.
That's exactly what it reminded me of.
Love.
So,
But yeah, basically how to get Deweblex into that ceremony because it seems like it needs to happen. So how Deweblex arrives, and then where Armicus is, and I guess maybe those both feel like I don't know if they'd be future questions or present questions. But I think those are the two things that
the problem
are on Zakon's mind now.
The problem with those is that the library kind of shows things that happen. It's just showing events. It's not showing how to bring them about.
Yeah.
And also remember that they had mentioned that most of the visions of the future are very clouded and messy because of the uncertainty of the chaotic nature of the abyss being here.
Yeah.
Just full of blood and fire and terror.
I think, Aramicus is probably present somewhere in the Underdark right now, right? So I guess the location maybe of them might be discoverable in the present section is my thought.
Okay. Now, Zakan, if you're saying you have a knowledge of other demon lords, you could try and get a vision of them and see if they are here or not.
Like in the library, or
No, and if they're if they are all in the Underdark, or if just some of them are.
yeah, that's kind of fun. Like with Corbin sort of taking a break to deal with their Spore Jesus destiny.
Existential moment.
And the weight of that cataclysmic vision. I'd be willing to kind of burn some spells or do something to try and meditate on what other abyssal entities are here, and get an idea of if not where, then if they're here or not.
Okay, so you're gonna wait until the next, because the problem is you have to wait till the next day to be able to use the crystal
To do that one.
Yeah. So you're gonna wait till the next morning and see if you can tune into a different demon lord.
Spend a half a day, at least be able to get some of the visions before we head out. If we're trying to be expedient, at least getting a read on where the rest of them are and who the rest of them are, it'll give us a little bit of an advantage. Just don't know if we'll be able to come back.
It's true. And yes, I mean, I've expended some of my energy already. If we were to set out, then maybe a safe rest here and another vision before we go.
Or two. The future has already taken a toll on one of us. I don't want it to take a toll on either of you.
The Khan hasn't collapsed from the weight of the world by now.
Still here.
The vision can't kill the Khan, nothing can. I think at this point that's pretty common knowledge.
If I could just learn how to find this Aramicus, where its core is, where this ceremony is going to happen. That's the place that we need to be to stop this.
Is that what you want to ask the book?
I think so. But I am willing to take that burden onto myself. Before we rest, is there anything that we want to look into the books for?
From a general semantic perspective, I don't know how much the future is going to help us. Whatever knowledge they have may be more ambiguous than what we've seen below. Anastasia, are you confident that the information they may have in the potential future will help you here? Or should we descend one more staircase? I feel the future is mostly clouded and difficult
We
to
can
judge.
descend. The future is very easily something with this decision that I can mold myself. I don't need to ask the books for it.
That's the spirit. You write your own books, and then you publish it and put it in this library. And
Shut
then, damn it,
Sorry,
not
you.
that book. Not that. Oh, that's your self-published work?
No. It's mine now. I didn't publish it.
Raft. Scorching Ray 2.
Electric Boogaloo?
I'm not sure if Scorching Ray... Is Scorching Ray electric? Is Scorching Ray electric?
It is now.
What's electric?
Boogie, boogie,
boogie.
On
We all have
command.
the one brain
On
cell.
command.
Fantastic. Shared brain cell.
Mom
We're
said
two
I
halves
could have
of a
the
whole
brain
idiot.
cell.
Oh, come on, you were sharing so nicely. Just play together, come on.
But yes, we can go down. I'll figure out the future myself.
Well, no time like the present. Literally, in this case.
Let's go and see what we can find before we rest.
Okay, so what are you looking for? What's the
So
verdict?
in the present, I think Zakan wants to try and search for any hints to the location of Aramaica. So if there were, like if it's spread into certain places, like something that they can use their tracking skills to lead to the core, or any sign of this giant fungal entity that could lead them to this center. Any recorded spotting or observation of this thing.
Okay.
I mean, if it's huge, it must have been around for a long time.
We also want to identify who the other demon lords are, right? Like, we've identified a few, but we just want to confirm who we're dealing with, and if that's all we're dealing with, right?
Yeah, and that I think that'll be after the long rest.
That's fair,
So,
that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think that requires the crystal.
Indeed.
Yeah. So the books we can do anytime, but that's stone giant knowledge, whatever they've actually seen. And the visions are kind of a little more omniscient, I think, the idea. So yeah, if it's something that they're able to find in the books before we rest, then
So you return to the
that
present.
is what I would be. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you back down to the archives of the present and make. Actually, as you make your way down there, let's have a look here. Where is it? Trying to find a picture of our boys.
The boys.
The boys.
Here comes the boy.
Hello,
boy.
boy. Welcome.
There he is. Single bird cell chat.
Search.
We're two halves of a whole idiot.
We are. Great.
Where are you, stone giants? There is a stone giant, but I'm looking. The librarians? Oh yeah, there they are. Okay, so let's pop over to the Roll20 again.
Oh, we're gonna summon one of the librarians.
As you go back out and down the stairs towards the archives of the present from the future that you were in, you see passing along the thoroughfare from the stairway. So you're kind of like at their head level when you start going down the stairs, just kind of gracefully just like loping along in these long kind of toga-like robes that you see here. A kind of grey, blue-skinned, bald-headed giant, standing about 20 feet tall, looking similar to the ones that you had seen in Gracklestug, Zakan. Just walking along the thoroughfare there. Your first view of one of the librarians.
Big boy.
And stops and turns. Tell me, do you visit us now?
I think they're allowed to ask.
Oh, okay. They're the librarians. I think that makes sense. From
Yes.
our now, yes. We're not sure what your now is.
A very good question. from this world? Or from dreams?
Will you come?
Some call it the surface.
The world above.
Forgot we don't exist.
The idea, yes.
Love your drapery.
Thank you. They're new. What word from the caverns? None of my assistants have been by recently.
Things are dire outside of the library. The stone giants have been forced to flee from many of their settlements.
Indeed. Have you been to a city of dwarfs, cleft in twain by a vast chasm?
We have.
You are the ones Stone Speaker Hagram spoke of, aren't you?
They motion to the crystal still on Corbin's back. This was a gift from the speaker.
Indeed. I recognize it. They are few and far between. Our thanks for whatever aid it was that Hagram saw fit to gift you. Such impressive thanks.
I think that the speaker foresaw that we would need it. I think he foresaw the danger that was rising and that things were out of balance.
Yes. The news that I receive daily worsens. What is it you seek?
We received a vision through the crystal of a massive fungal entity called Aromicus. We seek its location so that we can intervene on what the Abyss is trying to do.
Oh, then I can help you and be back about my work.
We would be very grateful.
It is a simple thing. Because simply,
Nonetheless.
Aromicus is everywhere.
Then its core, its center, where might that be? Or is there a way to track it? I know the caverns quite well.
There are caverns which could be considered the entity's home. Perhaps the smaller cousins of Aramicus could show you the way.
The Myconids.
Indeed.
They were similarly driven from their home in the Grove. Is there a way that we can find out where Bastilla and her, Basidia and her crew are now?
Let us send a basilisk after Basidia. And he slowly, languidly lifts his neck and his face up. And in a booming voice, in a language that you don't recognize, even with the effects of the library, just calls out in a vast echoing voice through the tunnels and the stairways. And after a short time, where he's just like patiently smiling at you, there's a and the many-legged sound of a basilisk coming towards you. Of course, as before, politely keeping their gaze averted, as Valdiskar, the basilisk that guided you here, appears. And
Buddy.
the stone giant librarian says, "Seek out Sovereign Basidia of Neverlight Grove. Have them contact our friends." Yeah, okay, Hermes, can do. No time like the present.
See, he gets it.
And, Veldiskar is sent off in search of Sovereign Basidia. Now, Hermes, who is this librarian of the present, they have intelligence and of movements and things, so they know where Basidia has recently been seen. So that will be a fairly direct delivering of that message. Just the physical time, just the time to go across the physical distance.
I also wondered, because things are worsening out there, the time that we have spent here, is it the same as it is out there, or does it stop?
Let's see.
I just feel like I've asked a good question when John has to look at the book.
You've done your homework, kid.
He has to look at the module.
I'm just trying to see if it specifically says, or if we just
Or if a character is talking and he's looking at the book, I'm like, oh, this is a module plot.
Wait a minute, you hit on something here.
Right. Yeah, it's like when you find that branch of the conversation tree that you didn't know was there.
Yeah. It's like a cutscene starts.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Wait, and you didn't even have the charisma bonus and you got the extra route. Damn it.
I was playing which of the Far Cry games is it that's up in like the Himalaya mountains, like up in the valley, up in the mountains there? I was playing that one, and we were being attacked by the bad guys, and then somehow I triggered a cutscene, and so the leader of the rebels was there just talking to me, and behind her there was two bad guys like trying to just like smack her with their rifles, but nothing was happening. It was like,
I love that. It's always so fucking funny.
It's great. Oh dear. Okay, so it's the echoes, living quarters, walkways.
It is a good question. I have heard of places, at least in my youth, where time seems to work in very different ways. I can't remember what I was taught, but there's a realm where time is never the same. You could walk backwards, you could walk in parallel, but it never goes straight.
Right, OG, yeah, that's the Feywild famous for that. I think it doesn't say specifically, but I'm going to go with this section, this little mention it says here. It's talking about how, whilst when you're in the library, you can't be scryed upon things.
Interesting.
But at the start of that paragraph there, it says, Graven Hollow is a window into the passage of time and history. And the magic permeating the library blocks it off from the real world around it. So, I think, I'm gonna say that when you leave, you arrive back when you entered. I think, or there's a small passage of time.
That kind of makes like fun lore sense considering the echoes and stuff, right? Like everyone steps in at like a point of time, and it's like the door is held for them almost.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, they are receiving real-time reports of what's happening in Underdark, so there must be some strange. It's not like, every report is arriving at the same time. I think perhaps the various creatures and awakened creatures that the librarian uses to get information from the Underdark, like, left to the natural state of the library, they would just all arrive at the same time. But it, like, for the sanity of people visiting, it just like fakes that they're arriving at different times.
Yeah. I'll leave it for someone with more than a +0 intelligence to figure out.
Yes,
there's only one of those. There's only one of those, buddy.
I don't know where you're talking about.
Nostalgia.
Which is good as well, because it means you don't have to, rush
My
out of
+5
here.
intelligence has no idea what you're talking
Yeah. Oh, really? The only reason that we would be rushing out of here is for the progress of the story. I don't know how many more streams chat wants to watch of us like reading books.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could do 20 more streams of me asking people when they're from.
My God, can I just ask people when they're from?
If we do too many streams, Kayla will be like, "When am I from?"
Existential
Been here for
crisis.
so long. All right.
Excuse me, what am I from?
We had
Sorry, it's impolite for me to ask that.
We had that in the offline game yesterday, because they met an NPC that they had met a long time ago, and they were looking back in their notes to find out what they'd found out about this NPC, and they're like, "Oh my God, we met this person 3 years ago." That's my longest running game. Lexi, that one's been going 5 years. That's the first one I started.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's not the norm. I assure you. Don't worry.
I'll be here for 5 years. It's fine.
Oh, thank you.
Good. With
Hopefully
our
in a few
progress,
different,
on
a
this
couple of
call,
different
never
adventures at
leaving.
least.
Yeah.
No. We're contractually obligated. This is like the long-term contract. This is the 10-year deal.
Oh, okay.
When I go away and teach and do family stuff and do other games and things, and I come back, you're still here in Zoom, right? You stay here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's what
I don't
happens.
move from the spot. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thought so.
Didn't Mike say whenever stream ends, he disappears?
Just like pan the camera down, all your legs have atrophied away.
I've started eating them for sustenance.
Wow.
You guys are eating?
Don't give him false hope.
said help yourself, so.
Ah.
Not to yourself.
Hey. Ah, taste still works.
Okay, anyway. So,
Okay. So with that in mind, I guess we could rest again and do some
I
more
think
visions.
basically,
if that's what I want.
yeah, I think basically, let's do this in the abstract here. You know, like you can stay as long as you need to, and when there's nothing else to be gleaned, you know, you'll just stop receiving. Faustian pacts, yes, indeed, Australis. So yeah, you just tell me what you want to know, and Corbin will supply the crystal. just cash, just a bit cash cannibalism.
Yeah. Casual cannibalism, auto cannibalism.
Auto cannibalism.
Whoops.
So, Zakan, before your mind wanders off into these dark places.
Ah!
Step into the light.
So yeah, at some point we're going to receive this message from Basidia, and I assume that'll kind of be our next point of travel.
Can be. Also, remember, there is this drow that you have met.
Oh, Vizerin.
Who,
Yeah.
Vizerin, who had the plan to figure out how to counteract what's happened.
That's right.
Kayla would give him a visit. I don't know if you guys, but Kayla would definitely give him a visit.
Yeah, well, and there's the book that we want to recover as well, right? Like it seems to be key to perhaps stopping this stuff.
Indeed.
So I think we do need to head to old Menzo Branson, Spider Town, USA.
Old stomping grounds. So, is there any other demon lords you would like to ask about?
Yes, I think,
or
like
the current
was saying,
state of any locations.
Yeah, sort of like how Kayla was suggesting. I think Zakan's gonna step in and do a meditation to determine what demon lords are at play in the Abyss and like where they are, and try and figure out exactly like what players are on the field, kind of thing.
Okay. So which demon lord do you
I'm
focus
interested
on?
in. Well, I guess since we know that Zerkton was going to be where Aramicus is, and we kind of have a way to do that, then the next bit of interest would be Jewyblex and where they are.
Okay. You focus on the demon lord of oozes. And first, your vision shows you a deep gnome, a Swerfneblin, spurned by others of his kind, weeping as he wanders the dark tunnels, talking to the things that crawl and seep from the walls. You see him adopt 2 slick patches of ooze, sensing his innate power over them. He plays with them as if they were children, chasing them through the gloomy depths. Something changes, and the oozes flow away. The deep gnome runs after them, fearful of being alone once again. You feel a great hunger seize him. He experiences visions that pass into your vision also, showing what appears as a paradise to him, but an oozing nightmare for all others. The great hunger speaks to him. His already broken mind, a shield against the hunger's shattering power. That power seems to recognize and acknowledge something in the gnome that will serve it well. The great hunger has a name. Juiblex. And its power... Oh, such great and terrible power. It grants the gnome the ability to command the little hungers, his children, so that they can return to the place that cast them out and devour it all. And the rest of that story you know. As the Pudding King returned to Blingdenstone and attempted to seize control.
So that's where he is right now.
Blingdenstone. If you look into the present as well.
Yeah.
Let's look here.
Yeah, so I think Zakan's like expending the effort to like, you know, look more further, like spend, you know, that time in the vision.
Okay.
Where they are now. Where are they gonna go?
You see, or you read reports in the archives of the present of a vast collection of slimes and oozes traveling purposefully through the Underdark. And from what you gained in the other vision, you think that Druiblex is commanding them to try and stop Zugtamoy's plans.
Okay. And so seeing that direction and everything, and assuming like that they were coming from the Svirfneblin city, Zakan can kind of figure out like, you know, where, not exactly where they're headed, but like, you know, that kind of route that they're taking, maybe.
Yeah, you do hear, and you do get a vague idea, like geographically, of which route they're taking. Yeah, you can kind of log various sightings of them from various reports.
But they're already heading to stop whatever Zerktamoy is doing, so it seems like that is in motion. It feels like.
Yes.
Okay, so without us intervening.
So I'm just laughing at Peanut in chat there. And just walked into OG talking about the cannibalization. Welcome, Peanut.
If it's of any comfort, it had nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That's one vision, right?
Yes. Yeah, basically there was a vision of how Druiblex arrived, and then research into what they're about now. Anastasia, are you curious about what Frezza Blue's doing now, or how that all came to be?
A little bit.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Looking into Frezza Blue's arrival, a vision is conjured for you once again. A rift in reality, formed by Phazeress magical energy, opens wide, illuminating a dark tunnel. The rift spits out a black gem that clatters as it tumbles across the tunnel floor. a gem that you saw cause all sorts of chaos in Mental Earth. The gem is picked up by a grey-skinned dwarf who inspects it closely. The vision shifts to a brightly lit cavern full of crude merchant stalls, where the Durgar hands the gem to a Sverfneblin for appraisal. The gnome refuses to return the gem, instead giving it to one of her Sverfneblin apprentices. The young apprentice skulks away with the gem in his clutches, but is ambushed by a gargoyle. The gargoyle snatches the gem, flies away, and gives it to a female drow. The drow gazes into the black gemstone and sees a hideous demonic face looking back at her. Thoughts of murder and carnage fill her thoughts as she hides the gemstone, draws her short sword, and coats the blade with poison. You saw the steps that happened around you. I think most of you kind of unaware that that was happening until that final kickoff point where the Durgar attacked the Sverfneblin. And Kalo's dad was there too.
Can everybody see the vision or just?
Yeah, everyone sees these. Yeah.
Okay.
And you'd heard certain points of that exchange of the crystal as well when you were in Mental Earth.
Kayla's visibly uncomfortable with that news.
Do you use the crystal in the present as well, or do you just research in books? The scroll is there.
There's a convert using the crystal, I think.
Yep. Because you can use it in each level, so it doesn't have to be the past.
Okay.
If you use the crystal in the present, in the archives of the present, you get quite a interesting vision. You see the visions of the spirit of Frazar Blue escaping from the smashed crystal, swirling about yourself, Anastasia, before promising to return later as they had more pressing debts to settle. And you see the furious demon roaring and tearing through reality. And then you see a riot of colours and noise. And you hear laughter and crowds of people enjoying a carnival. The Witchlight Carnival. Two Shadowkai, one in a suit and top hat, the other in a garish jester costume, stand either side of a large tent and graciously bow as they draw the tent flaps open, bowing to Frazar Blue's essence as he tears through. And you see the essence of Frazar Blue go through into the Hall of Mirrors in the Witchlight Carnival, to that one particular mirror, which is the gateway to the Domain of Delight in the Feywild, where Igwilf, in the guise of Zabilna the Archfey, has hidden herself away. But due to the actions of certain adventurers, had become noticed. Appearing in the skies over Prismia, the essence of Frazar Blue tears through the sky towards A vast palace with soaring towers perched on top of a rock with mist swirling all around it. You feel Frazar Blue's joy and elation as their chance for revenge, for it was Igwilv that had trapped them once in a crystal, much like you found them in the city of Greyhawk. They go tearing through the sky towards the Palace of Heart's Desire. But they are not the only one. On a similar trajectory, also hurtling towards the palace, you see another entity. One that you have just recently come across an echo of, as Gratzt, also becoming aware of Zybilna's location, Igwilv's location, the only mortal to trick him into servitude. Even for Gratzt, consent is important. And the two of them try to outpace each other, getting to the Palace of Heart's Desire so that they can grab Igwilv and make her pay for everything she had done. But they were each other's undoing. And as they tore around, battling in the skies above the Palace of Heart's Desire, thunder raging in the skies, lightning bolts crashing down, one smashing one of the towers of the palace into smithereens as it tore down into the gardens, causing a string quartet of awakened badgers to run for their lives. We see... I'm gonna roll a dice. Which of them won? We never actually figured out which of them won this battle.
Oh no.
Your friend Frazar Blue emerged victorious, Anastasia. And they tore towards the palace, just as a long, sinewy, globe-eyed Jabberwock emerged from a ruined window, flapping into the sky. Frazar Blue possessed the feeble-minded beast, and driven it mad with rage, turned it back towards its once mistress, that it could rend the tricksy daughter of Baba Yaga into so many pieces. But as he, riding victorious in the mind of this Jabberwock, tore towards the palace, there was a shimmering in the air as the Wild Beyond the Witchlight adventurers were battling their own fights within the walls of the palace, and were victorious just in time to release Igwilv from her stasis, from her prison, and she threw up the protections that had once hidden her, and hidden Prismia. And as the Jabberwock glanced frustratedly off the shield which now covered the palace and was rapidly extending over the Domain of Delight, Frazar Blue howled in frustration and rage, and turned their attentions back to the material. Back to smaller fry. Back to those less able to protect themselves. You just hear an angry voice roaring in the Jabberwock's mind. Steal from me, would you? That was my book. The Jabberwock swoops through the realms, passing from the Feywild back into the material towards the Underdark once more.
Daddy saw that! Anastasia's gonna take a quick little step back.
Anastasia?
Anastasia.
Anastasia. I'm the
Yes.
good cop. The moment Zakan talks to you, you're in trouble. So you can confess now, the easy way.
To be fair, I don't know if Kalo's. Would you give me an insight check?
Yeah.
Alright. This is gonna be great. I've turned Kalo into a himbo, so his is gonna be like really bad.
Because I think depends on what we're inciting, but I know I've done an insight check or two on Anastasia already to
True.
figure this stuff out.
Is that a 15 or a 24?
Choices.
I always hate looking at it. I rolled it from the app. I couldn't tell.
Right. Zakan, how was yours?
22.
Anastasia. As the vision ends and you return to the archives of the present, Kalo and Zakan are staring intently at your book.
We should definitely move on to the next thing.
We will definitely move on to the next thing after you talk about your book.
This is not the book you're looking
What's
This is
there
not the
to
book
talk
I'm looking
about?
for. Run along.
Can I just say, I love the videos I've seen of the sass that the stormtroopers have at the Disney parks. When they're like sassing guests and stuff. It's so good.
Great.
Oh yeah, it seems really fun.
Right?
What's there to talk about?
You can tell us, and to me, the good cop, or you can let Zakan talk to you as the bad cop. So confess now, or let Zakan make you confess.
I'm going to call your bluff because the librarians would be very upset if you tried to hurt someone in their library.
I don't think you understand. Zakan doesn't actually physically hurt you. They will hurt you, but not the way you're thinking.
Oh, it's much worse.
So you can tell.
I can promise you, whatever Zakan will do to me will be nothing compared to what I've been through. You're gonna have to specify.
Hey Raiders, how you doing?
Hello, Raiders.
Hi, friends.
We are in the Underdark.
Inter-party tension,
Serious.
it's fine.
With
Don't worry about
disturbing
Serious
visions. Hope you had a fab session, everyone. Welcome in, everybody.
The thing to keep in mind is that we all like each other. We're just we're
swear.
in character. We're in character. I think Zakan turns to Kalo and is like, "Is that what you think of me? Am I bad?"
No, okay, hold on. Let's take 5. Come here. Bad cop implies you're the one that gets things done, and I'm the one who's. I mean, you're the diplomat, but I'm more terrified of you than I am of Corbin. In a good way. Does that make sense?
I fight for the divine force of justice and good and light in this world. Those are good things, Kalo.
No, right, they are good things. That's what I mean. Listen, your cause is noble and just, and anything that gets in your way
Mm-hmm.
technically dies, or you find a way to stop it.
Of course,
So,
naturally.
look at me. I'm an idiot. So I do the talk, you walk the walk. Does that make sense?
They like seem to ponder it, and then they turn back to Anastasia, and they take a couple of steps and stare at them, and they say, "You can stay in this library. You would be safe. I don't think that Raza Blue would be able to touch you in here."
You've already seen Gratston here.
He couldn't touch us though.
Couldn't tell when he was from.
The book may not have been mine originally.
A shocking revelation.
I know,
Catch your
but
pulse.
it's the truth. I did find it. I found it on someone's hip when I grabbed it.
Were they alive?
Yes. Yes. For all intents and purposes, yes.
A concerning bit of phrasing, but continue. I know you've said that the book grants you your power. What is Frazablu's connection to it?
It might have been his hip I took it off.
Old.
Necessary.
Well, when I first identified your book, and I have known what that is for the entire time, I asked you whether or not you intended to do good with it, to drive the Abyss out of the Underdark. And when you said yes, I believed you, and I still believe you. For now, that is all that's important to me.
Thank you, Zuko.
But you're in very real danger when you leave this library.
I know. That's why I was
If-
looking for you in the first place. I know the dangers I'm in. I've been running for them for quite a while.
Well, then we can be stronger together.
All right. Together then.
My one request, and I don't know if this is being a bad cop or not, but should that book pull at you, whisper to you, tell you anything, please let us know.
The amount of time I've had this book, it's never spoken to me. It's never really hungered for anything or swayed my mind at all. I doubt it can. I think if it could, it would have already. This is simply a book of knowledge and power. Not any sentience. Besides its own little personality of its own, but not true sentience.
Well,
But yes, I would tell you otherwise.
that will do. But know that on top of being dangerous, the Demon Lords are extremely, extremely petty. They don't take theft well.
Yeah, he didn't take a lot of things I did well. But yes. When I found out you existed, the first thing I did was immediately leave the place that I was safe in. Because I knew you might be safer.
And they put a hand on Anastasia's shoulder and they say, I will do whatever I can to keep the Abyss from you then. Then they turn back to Kalo. See? Good. Nice. Not scary.
If If that was
It's
bad
a
cop, what was good cop gonna be?
metaphor. It's a metaphor.
You're not a
I'm
very
doing
good
this
cop,
awful.
are you?
Can I get some feedback on this, before bed? I just feel like I'm doing this wrong.
Then Zakan takes off the mask and it's just tentacles.
Yep, see, there you go.
Sorry.
Anastasia. Go ahead.
You go ahead. Yeah.
Anastasia, when I came here, Zakan Corbin had no reservations about who I was until my past came up. At the end of the day, those who fight beside us are those worth fighting for. So your safety is important. I care less about that book's safety. And if I can, I will also protect you from it. There are a few things I can protect these adventures from. But I think I can handle a book at some point in my life.
He's more bark than bite. I'm the one with the bite. But I wouldn't bite you or anything. It phrasing.
It
I'm
wouldn't
not
be the
good
first
to
time
him.
someone in the party's bit me.
Just looks for Corbin.
What matters is what we do from now. But, of course, if any of us are corrupted by the Abyss and pose a danger to the party, then they'll be killed.
See, bad cop, right there. I've called it.
What's bad about that? It's just natural.
It felt a bit factual than threatening.
And Corbin
I wouldn't
brandishes-
enjoy doing it.
Corbin brandishes Shillelagh, the serpent staff, and says, "If I catch any of you dancing..." Okay.
Asia does a little jig. Kidding.
Is that roll for initiative, John? Yeah, sure.
Only Zakan knows what that reference is.
Oh, that's true. The only one that was there.
Yes. I think Corbin has probably told you. They came across Myconids infected by Zugtamoy's madness and her corrupted abyssal spores, and they were just doing this dance, this irresistible dance, and a drow that had been travelling with the party that had escaped from the camp with the others was infected with these spores, and they had been manifesting through the start of the adventure, and when they met these Myconids, they were compelled to join them, even though they were screaming, "Help me, please, help me, stop me!" And then they just and disappeared. And they all portaled away to
Terrifying.
Somewhere.
Yeah, Corbin didn't have a great time that day. Bless you. Spores! And, okay, so. You leave the archival chamber that you were in. And Anastasia, I think all of you have probably experienced this at some point, especially when you were up in the mountains. At that Raven Rock Monastery, like a monastery place there. It looks like snow's falling when you go out into the stairwell. There's just all these soft lights coming down from the crystals above. And it looks like snow's falling, but you actually see that they are spores.
Eh.
And Corbin, with a beatific smile on their face and their arms wide, just steps through, lifts their face up. "No, it is okay, my children. Join me. Basidia wishes rapport." Come, my flock.
Anastasia's gonna Presty like a little umbrella type tiny dome around her head. Just.
Now, Zakan, you've seen this. You know that you need
The
to
rapport spores.
inhale these spores for them to work.
This is Basadia's way of communicating, and if you are uncomfortable, then Corbin and I can talk to them, but they will not harm you.
Nah.
Hello.
Just get him in there.
And you inhale some of the spores and you feel that warmth growing through you, that connection. Now, Zakan, you remember that normally the rapport spores only worked quite short range, quite close by. But these seem to be working. And as the warmth spreads through you, you experience a sensation not unlike the other visions that you've had from the crystal. And darkness comes in from the side of your vision before whatever's going to be shown to you is shown to you. And then you all become aware of a soft, glowing light rising from ahead, emanating from a vast cavern. The entire surface of the cave, floor, walls, ceiling, is blanketed in moss and fungi, all in shades of white and soft pastels of pink, violet, green, and pale blue. The diffuse light shed by the mushrooms makes the vista waver as if seen through mist or a heat haze. A voice in your mind says, Aromikos. You turn, and you see a Myconid sovereign standing beside you where there was no one before. Zakan, you recognize this as Basidia, sovereign of Neverlight Grove. They step forward, reaching their arm towards the cavern. The greatest, largest being of our world. The Sovereign looks sad. All that you see before you is Aromikos. All this and much, much more. All this and much, much more is in danger from the corruption that will claim the whole of the world if you do not help us. Zakan. The horrors you saw. The terror of Ingemorgus. That was the giant mushroom tower that you went to. That is what awaits all the material world. quote Madonna.
Basidia, Sovereign, we will come to your aid.
You, Zakan, sense a connection, a pathway that this communication, this rapport is taking throughout the Underdark. You sense that Basidia is using the spores that Zugtmoy has been spreading throughout the entire underworld. The spores channeling Phase-Res magical energy from the Underdark, but unknowingly allowing Basidia to communicate over much greater distances. And you sense the flow of that communication, the flow of that rapport, the connection, going off through the Underdark to an area southeast of the Dark Lake. And you know that Basidia is communicating this way for the direction in which Oromikos can be found. Travel quickly to the heart of this creature. I shall aid you, grant you temporary safety from Zugtamoy's corruption. If you can connect with Oromikos and warn them of the Demon Queen's true intent, this danger can be averted. And you see what will come to be as a dark corruption spreads through all of the body of Oromikos in front of you, out rushing through the tunnels, up through tendrils and roots and creeping organic connections up to the surface world. And we see a glimpse into that adjacent timeline in the Wackyverse, the doomed Forgotten Realms. And you see a surface world, the forests choked with fungi and corruption and decay and rot. Corrupted myconids lurching across the surface, tearing any life they find to pieces to feed, compost, and nourish the demon queen of fungi and rot. You see it spreading out, unstoppable, and know that now, here, this is the only chance there is of preventing this from happening, preventing the entire world from falling into decay. And your view zooms down through into the tunnels again. You see the vision that you saw in the tower in Neverlight Grove. The Demon Queen, bedecked in her wedding gown, attended by her various demonic servants. You see thousands of myconids on the march, jubilant, dancing the same crazed, doomed dance that Corbin saw beneath in the tunnels below Gracklestug. You see them all parading through the Underdark in a festival of joy and celebration of the Queen's marriage, spreading her corrupted spores. You see the other creatures, formidable beasts, monsters of the Underdark, avoiding these myconids at all costs, staying away, trying to avoid the corruption. Some of them fail and are swept up into the dance. You see other tunnels, glistening, the walls and floors, shining in bioluminescence as it reflects off thousands of oozes and slimes, as Duiblex herds his children angrily towards Oromicus' lair. The chance to destroy his rival, to get rid of the demon lord he's forced to share his realm with, and claim it all for himself, all for his children. And as all of these forces, the oozes, the slimes, the corrupted myconids, the fleeing Underdark creatures, all home in, centering in on Oromicos' lair, your view snaps back to you here, and you are just left with one piece of knowledge. You must go now.
Well, fuck.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Thank you, Ochi.
A nice day for a spore wedding.
There used to be a one-shot with undead whites. And a nice day for a white wedding.
That would be awesome.
Good stuff.
Halloween 2023. Watch the space. And we should leave things there. Thank you, especially North Americans amongst you, for letting us run over a little there. Had to get my monologue on.
It was great.
That was rad as hell.
The music was like
what a
perfectly
fucking
timed
image.
too.
Yeah, I know that piece very well. So, budding romance, if you will, indeed.
We'll
Very
take
nice.
that one.
So, let us return next time as you meet up with this drow and hear their plans and decide what needs to be done. And go and crash a wedding. A huge thank you to everyone who's joined us today. Everyone coming in with that raid. Welcome in. Thank you, wonderful folks from Guild Superior. I hope you had a great session yourselves. We are Phoenix Iwaki. We play lots of D&D and other TTRPGs. If you would like to see more of this, then please give us a follow. We have lots of games throughout the week, and lots of different players and different styles, and various fun one-shots and things going on. We have a fab giveaway going on, which you would have already heard about from our friends over at Guild Superior, I'm sure. But the awesome CZRPG is giving away a copy of a physical book, a signed copy no less. Here are a couple of things you need to do. If you follow us here on the channel, give their mailing list a follow as well. It does not spam you, do not worry. It is, there are lots of free maps and things. You get a free map pack for joining it in the first place. And also jump over to their latest Kickstarter, the upcoming project, the Amazing Encounters and Quests, and give that a follow. Again, not a pledge, no money involved, just need to follow it and they'll be contacting you when it goes live. You can choose to pledge if you wish. If you do those three things, you'll be entered into the giveaway. And at the end of the period, we will draw the lucky winner. A beautiful, beautiful 300 plus page book of maps and adventures for you to use. Hey, cheers, Peanuts. Oh, don't forget Tomb of Annihilation. Nice. Yes, well, we will be back with our Tomb of Annihilation on Sunday night or Monday morning, depending where you are in the world. Later today, or first thing tomorrow, we will be in Ravenloft for Barovia and beyond. And Friday night, or Saturday morning, depending on all these split time zones, we'll be back with our Candlekeep Mysteries crew. And then we're back around here next week for these lovely people and Jacinta's Tyranny and all that good stuff. The best way to do this is to check out our Twitter or jump into our Discord to stay up to date on everything that's happening. There's our socials there. All the VODs are on YouTube as well. And the Discord is over here. Jump on in there if you want to get all the news of everything that's going on, including next week, after all of our regular campaigns, we'll be kicking off our brand new Spelljammer campaign, The Light of Xeraxis, with Kalo over there in a different guise, as well as the fabulous patch from QuestJunkiesUK, Myrick the Pirate, also featured heavily over on QuestJunkiesUK. And not this month, but coming in next month, a brand new friend, a new member of the Wackyverse family, the fabulous Safia will be joining us as well. Cannot wait to play some spelljamming, spacefaring, kind of comic book-esque, probably a good deal sillier over there.
With this group, oh yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be a great time. Cannot wait. And of course, if you're in the Discord, you'll get the sneak peeks of that beautiful Emma City art before Spelljammer Academy cameos. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so thank you, my friends. Absolutely awesome. Let us say a quick goodbye and where we can find you, lovely people. Anastasia.
Hello, I am Smallbird Lex. You can find me at Smallbird Lex and Smallbird Art. I have my commissions open if you guys want to check that out. You can see me here on Wednesdays. You can see me on Saturdays on Sir Peppers on Twitch. Again, level 20. Ridiculous stuff happens over there. Like
on the regular.
on the regular. Like dealing 300 damage was ridiculous.
I'm just curious what level 20 social encounters are like.
Honestly, my character is constantly fighting my boyfriend's character. Like they're literally, she's headbutting him all the time, but he always just putting up shield.
Very therapeutic. Just get it all out. Get it all out.
Oh yeah, exactly.
300 social damage is wild, man.
Dunk. I accidentally caused once an entire police crew to come and attack us because I accidentally ripped off a crystal that was attached to some guy's head. I didn't know it was on there, but I rolled a strength check and I ended up just ripping it off of his skull. So
is that Talison's character?
It was an accident. But yes, that's me.
Kalo, your good self.
Friends, hi. Thank you for joining us tonight. You may know me as Subfey voice actor #1 in certain channels, or here as Grim in chat in this channel. For now, until Friday. Friday? Oh, my days are all mixed up. Until the 22nd of this month.
Saturday 22nd.
See, this is the headspace.
As
Until
long as
Saturday
you
the
think it's
22nd.
earlier, that's fine. If you think it's later, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know. Until then, you can find me here on Wednesdays. But 22nd, be there or be square.
Yeah, I can see you twice.
If you're not square, you're not around.
Thank you kindly. And last but not least, Zakan.
Well, hello. Thanks, folks, for showing up. I'm Steven, and I have played Zakan this week and next week and all the weeks after. Aside from here, you can find me all of them every single week. Even when John isn't here. Yeah. I'm just sitting here for 2 hours. You can find me on Twitter at Distant Shores, and I also write about Japan's nature and poetry and things on a newsletter called 72 Microseasons, if you'd like to check that out.
Awesome stuff. Thank you. Yes. And I said all my stuff already. So, what I said before. Okay, thank you everyone. Absolutely awesome stuff as always. Fabulous to have everyone in chat. Thank you for the follows and the raids and the bits and the subscriptions. Absolutely amazing. Let us see who of our friendos is on. Where can we head off our raiding? None of our stream team are on. So I know another fine group of people that we have had the pleasure of playing with, some of our felted friends. Perception Studio with the fabulous Cucumber and Chunk are playing at the moment, so let us raid on over into those lovely people. Stick around if you have not experienced the crazy that is Cucumber, Felted Friends, please do check that out. Stick around for that raid and just have a little look. It's great. Absolutely amazing stuff. Beautiful people over there. We are lucky to have them come and join us for a charity game last year. Absolutely amazing time. And thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you, OG. Good to have you as always. And everyone in chat, thank you. Absolutely awesome. McClover, thank you for those gifted subs. So many gifted subs. Thank you so much. And all the bits as well. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Right, my friends, that is all. Let us head on our merry way. Everyone, stick around for that raid if you've got them. Let those phoenixes fly. But till next time, as we like to say around these parts, Oyasumi.
Oyasumi.
Oyasumi.